a limited time only, we are making Sharman's greatest hits available to the public. It will include songs like Happy,
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.
Riverdance, Freestyle Harmonica Blues, and who could forget Play That Funky Music.
When they were dancing and singing and moving to the groove, and just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down a boogie and play that funky music."
And of course, Love Shack.
I got me a car, it's as big as a well, and we're heading on down to the Love Shack. I got me a Chrysler, and it's about 20, so hurry up and bring your jukebox money.
Love Shack is a little love place where we can get together. Love Shack, baby.
Love Shack, baby!
If you order in the next 5 minutes, Sharman's greatest hits can be yours for 3 easy payments of $9.99. Call now. Own it today.
Welcome back from the break. We only have a few more clues left as we come to the close of our Double Jeopardy round. If you're just joining us, let me explain the theme for today's special edition of Jeopardy. We focus on Pastor Scott Sharman. These categories are all examples of his eloquence, wisdom, and influence. Here's a refresher on the available categories. We have It Came from the Pulpit, Hot Topics. We have It Came from the Pulpit, in front of you, behind you, to the right, and to your left. We have I Heard It in Staff Meeting, Forged Language Lessons. And finally, I Heard It in Staff Meeting, Jokes from Landon. Let's get back to it. Gene, with our last correct answer, you may choose the category and clue.
All right, I heard it in staff meeting, foreign language lessons for 800, please.
A phrase common in Germany and made widely popular for Scott by the influential late 90s and early 2000s hip-hop group 4J. Tim.
Alles klar, wunderbar, tulish, tulish.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Next category.
Let's go with I Heard It in Staff Meeting, Jokes from Landon for 1200.
The punchline for the joke that begins, what do you do when your dishwasher quits working?
Oh.
Gene.
What is, I don't think I should say that.
That is correct. Next category.
Okay, let's see. It came from the pulpit. Hot topics for 1600, please.
According to Scott, you see very few things late at night driving through West Texas. Only oil wells and these. Brock.
What are strippers?
That is correct. After an awkward silence, it was explained, and I quote, cotton strippers. The farming equipment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's go with jokes from Landon for 1600.
The punchline for the joke that begins, why is Helen Keller's leg always yellow? Tim.
That's, what is... Yeah, I'm not gonna say that.
Correct.
Yeah, all right.
And no, we should not. Next category.
Let's go with, I heard it in staff meeting, foreign language lessons for 1200.
Scott owns the creative rights and website domain to a phrase derived from Spanish, which means goodbye, or literally, go with God. But Scott's version was intended to mean God's homie. Gene.
What is vato con Dios?
That is correct. Gene, next clue, please.
All right, I heard it in staff meeting. Jokes from Landon for 2000, please.
Why do you always take two Baptist preachers fishing instead of one? Ooh, Brock with the early buzzer.
Yeah, what is, I really don't think I should say that.
Correct. Yeah. And once again, no, we should not.
Okay, then I'll take it came from the pulpit in front of you and behind you, to your left and to your right for 1200.
Scott was passionately ablaze with the opportunity of organ donation one Sunday morning and encouraged you to say this to your neighbor. Brock.
What is, I want to put my organ in you?
Correct! Oh, that sound means that we will leave a few clues on the board and move on to our final Jeopardy. Our final Jeopardy category is Dr. Sharmanisms. You must write down the exact phrase Scott would use, or Sharmanism, after you see the clue. Ready? Okay, here's your clue. When Scott goes duck hunting, he will often explain what he is doing with this phrase. Okay, time is up. Gene, let us begin with you. You wrote, what is let the air out of them?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
What?
That is a phrase exclusive to hunting with a bow, when he often explains that he will let the air out of a deer or hog.
Yeah.
Your
just
wager
bows.
of 1,800 takes you down to 1,800 points. Brock, let's move on to your answer. You wrote, what is going forking?
Yep.
Incorrect. I don't think we have time for an explanation on this one, but if you want more backstory, I'm sure you can talk to Phyllis, Scott, or Juan Cadena. Since you risked and wagered it all, you now have $0.
I was confident, man. It was forking.
Our final contestant is Tim. And Tim, you wrote, what is shoot them in the face? That is the correct answer! You wagered $1,000 and comfortably move into the lead with 3,400 points. And with that, Tim is today's winner of Special Edition of Jeopardy! Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Osbury actually started many years ago. It started as Calvary Baptist Church, which actually was a mission from First Baptist Church. And we met over on Burleson Boulevard is what it is now. That's not what it was then. The building that we met in is over on the left side of Boulevard's church. We outgrew that and moved into the building that once was Church of Christ, and met there for a number of years. And Scott came to be our pastor in that building and began his ministry to this community at that time. From there, of course, we did away with the name of Calvary and began to meet as a mission in Taylor Elementary. This property that we're on actually had been here available for several years. People had realized that there could be a ministry here as this became a developing area. And certainly we met at Taylor for a good little while and became able to build the first building here. Scott has always been the leader in guiding and seeing that we could accomplish these things. Yeah, Scott has been my pastor. He's also been my friend. And I hope that people now understand his devotion to the community.
Well, thank you for being here this evening. We are here to celebrate and honor one Mr. Dr. Scott Sharman and his wife, Phyllis, for their dedication and service to the Lord for nearly 3 decades here. And Scott, as you can see, we're gonna have a little fun with you tonight before it's all said and done. And so to start us out tonight, we have Mr. John Mark Titsworth wants to begin us for this evening.
That was good. He gets the doctor and I get the mister today.
Right.
I don't know if you noticed, but that was flipped yesterday. So this night was planned carefully. I know all of you with goodness in your hearts would do all you can to honor Scott and Phyllis, but there was a steering committee and there was a lot of power in it. There was a power steering committee that made this happen. And I'm going to recite their names from memory. There's a key volunteer in our youth group that tells me I don't say names enough, but I'm gonna name off the power steering committee. So we've got Carolyn Hankey. If you would, wave. Carolyn Hankey. We've got Sherry Halterman. Where's Sherry? There she is. Sue Wingler is not able to meet with us tonight. So Sue Wingler. We've got Holly Gonzalez. And Holly. Okay. I lost count already. Help me out. Four. Yeah, I know the names.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
all right.
numbers.
Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
then Juan and Annette Cadena. Wave. There they are. Corey Murray. Corey. And I have to go around the table. Susan Dodson. And I totally lost count. Was that anybody counting? Was that 9? I was supposed to get up to 9.
This was
Did I
your
say
part
Sherry
of the
already?
night, not mine. Don't look at me.
Totally dropped the ball. I said Sherry. Sherry Walker. Yeah, well, then that's the other side. So the power steering committee, and then we had the fun staff. I don't know if you call them that, but we can call them the fun staff. So that would be Sherry Walker. If you get Sherry, you also have Sean, so thank you there. We had the creative genius of the ones you've already seen, Tim, Brock, Gene, and then Alex. Yeah, And then Paige has been making everything happen, and Susan played both roles, both on the committee and on staff, making so much happen. And I think that's it.
Good. You've talked enough.
Okay.
Good. All right. Thanks. Yeah. It's not about you, John Mark. All right. We are excited that you're here tonight to celebrate with us. It's going to be a lot of fun this evening. And Scott and Phyllis know, I mean, this room is full of people who are here because they love you so much. I want to show that support to you, and so many who have already told us they wish they could be here and couldn't. If you know Scott, he has a very interesting relationship with Facebook. Some good, some bad, some just, why, Scott? Why? And over the years, if you followed Scott on Facebook, he's made claims that he, in a past life, was a part of Soul Train. And we've always wondered, really? Or are you just having fun with us? So as a staff, we decided to get to the bottom of it. So check this out.
During his 28-year tenure as pastor of Alsbury Baptist Church, Scott Sharman has maintained the claim that he put himself through university as a soul-trained dancer. No one has been able to prove or disprove this assertion. However, during Scott's 2-month sabbatical, Alsbury staff members Brock DeWald, Gene Longley, Tim Newton, and Sherry Walker embarked upon a journey for the truth.
Our first stop was with the person who knew Scott Sharman the best, his wife, Phyllis. We figured if anyone would know the truth, she would.
It was obvious she didn't want to talk to us, but after she shut us out, she cracked open the door and gave us an envelope. Inside was a key and a flash drive.
The key was to an off-site storage unit and a flash drive with encrypted files. While Brock and Sherry worked on decoding the encryption, Tim and Gene explored the storage unit.
When we opened up the storage unit, we found an old beat-up box labeled Scott's 70s stuff.
Which is surprising because he was always against storing anything.
This box obviously held some hidden treasures.
Meanwhile, back at the studio, Brock and Sherry attempt to access the files on the flash drive.
To open up the files, we had to figure out Scott's password. We decided to try Soul Train nicknames he would have given himself.
Scott the Magnificent.
What about White Lightning? Powdered sugar. One more try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, man.
The team came together to share what they had found.
The route from Plainview to LA was about 16 and a half hours. So the best we can figure, Scott had to load up his car and leave Wayland University around 1 o'clock to get to the taping on time. It seems he also included a stop in Holbrook, Arizona.
Why would you say that?
Well, when we found this old box in his storage unit, inside of it was the stack of speeding tickets. And they're all from this Officer Dinkins. And every single one of them is in Holbrook.
Wow.
Obviously, we've got to talk to Officer Dinkins.
Don't worry about it. Already did that. And let's just say it was pretty enlightening. Okay. Check this out. Do you happen to remember a man by the name of Scott Sharman?
No, that didn't ring a bell.
Well, we happened to find quite a few speeding tickets that you wrote him from the years like 74 to 78. He would have been in his early 20s.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of tickets, so no.
Okay. I have a picture here of his car back then. It was a tannish gold Ford Torino. Does that ring a bell?
Oh yeah, I remember this guy. He used to speed through town once or twice a month. I'd catch him.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you do remember him? Do you happen to remember like where he was going?
He always said, it was weird. He said he was going to like a train or something, but the train station was actually the opposite direction.
Is it possible just that he was actually on his way to LA to be on this show Soul Train?
Well, I'm more of a two-step and asleep at the wheel fan myself, but I guess that's possible.
Okay. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you doing this for us.
No problem. I hope you guys catch him.
Well, we're not trying to catch him. Like, no, that's not what we're doing.
This is a waste of time.
After his stop in Arizona, we have him rolling into LA at just enough time to change clothes and get on the Soul Train set.
I mean, the timeline's tight, but technically, it could work. So what about you guys? What did y'all find on that flash drive?
Oh, well, we definitely found some good stuff. Check out this video from a former Soul Train dancer.
He was the skinniest little somebody you ever want to see. In Texas, you know, people are meaty. So I'm looking at him like, ooh, you little, you know. So it was like, okay, it's only for today. Okay, fine, it's only for today. It was the best thing that happened to me.
Okay, and to top it all off, we found an interview from 2011 with Soul Train host Don Cornelius.
No way.
Yeah.
Do you remember a dancer from the 1974, 1978 by the name of Scott Sharman?
The boy sure could dance.
What was your first impression of him?
And when he walked in the door, I'm like, okay, Soul Train, you're getting ready to make it, you know.
Things were going real good. I thought I was about to get some answers. Then I showed a picture of Scott. Then the interview took a downward turn.
And you imagine some stuff that never happened.
I thought you just said you remembered who Scott was.
I'll fight you about that.
So he was never on Soul Train?
It's fiction.
And what about the claim that he put himself through college as a dancer?
Yeah, that's not true either.
Do you have anything else to add?
I'm gonna just be quiet.
All right, so after looking at all this stuff, what do you guys think? Do you think Scott really was a Soul Train dancer?
You know, all these years I was like, there's no way that this is true. But now, with all the evidence, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Jerry. The evidence speaks for itself. What about you two?
No stinking way.
Guys, I think we just need to come together and lean into the truth that he wasn't a Soul Train dancer.
Really? You're using me?
I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I mean, look, the
We may never know the truth. Sure, it could have happened. The evidence is strong. But if it didn't, who was it really hurting? One thing is undeniable. This pastor has the moves, and he deserves a seat on the...
Howdy, Alsbury family. Pastor Scott and Phyllis, we just wanted to congratulate you on retirement and entering the next stage of life. Thank you so much for helping establish a foundation in Christ in our family and welcoming us to Alsbury Baptist Church. We love you. Bye.
Phyllis Scott from the Heltzel family, congratulations on your many years of service and enjoy your retirement.
Don't clown around on your retirement. I'm going to miss you. Scott, thank you for sharing the Word of God so faithfully and for your support. And Phyllis, thank you for your friendship, especially over the last year.
Scott and mine and Sharon's almost 20 years at Alsbury, I have found you have one of the most necessary attributes for a pastor, that being you have a heart for the gospel. Phyllis, your work in the Special Friends Ministry has been remarkable. You both can claim a big well done as this part of your ministry is finished.
Scott has had a huge impact on so many people's lives over the years, not just locally, but quite literally around the world. And because of that, we now have a dear friend and partner with our sister church in City Church Andernach, and Mr. Mike Vlanich is here. So come on up, Mike, and share a few words about your friend and mentor, Mr. Scott Sharman.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for being here. It's a really special honor to be here. I call him blood brother and blood sister, Scott and Phyllis. I have 5 minutes, they told me, so I have to hurry up. We are from Europe, from Germany. I grew up in Yugoslavia and back in Serbia. And when I met Scott the first time, we talked about it this week. It was in Germany. He came with a leather jacket. He had a black leather jacket. I expected a pastor, a Baptist pastor, but he comes a guy like this. He came in. And please secret, don't tell it anybody. But my mom saw him, and she loves my dad. But she says, he looks like George Clooney. And I was like, and it was not only my mom, there were some young guys, some young from our youth group. I think she's here. She also called him Clooney. And not only that, then Scott said, hello, with this romantic voice, yo. And I was like, oh man, who's this guy? And my mom said, he's not only looking like him, he has the voice of George Clooney. So, Scott is really known in Andernach as Pastor George Clooney. And this is not a joke. So it's really called like this. So it's glad. So it happened like this, and some funny stories. Then we brought some guys here in 2005, our first trip with the hip-hop band 4J. I don't know, these guys were crazy. And a drama team. So we were in Auschwitz. Now imagine, we were in the Baptist church, and we're doing a worship conference with hip-hop music. And I didn't know back then, Scott, I know how you thought about me. Maybe you thought, who is this guy? But we were doing rap music in his church. I was doing some crazy songs. I will not do this song here. Don't be afraid. I will not. But what I want to tell you, how God can bind hearts together. This is amazing. There's a guy from Texas, former DJ, Soul Train, and George Clooney. And so this good guy, and there's the other guy, me, a hip-hop guy. I was, last week, somebody called me a thug. I look like a thug. I was like, Anna, look good. How can I look like a thug? But he didn't want to let me in Hope Farm. It's an organization. They thought I'm a punk. So I said, I'm a pastor. And the security guy said, you don't look like a pastor. I said, okay, whatever. So that's Scott, that's me. That's the Lakers fan, and that's the Lakers hater. That's the duck hunting whatever guy, and I'm just not at all of that. This is night, and this is totally another direction. So we really cannot be friends, and cannot be that close friends. But if God binds hearts together, when this leather jacket guy, George Clooney, came to Andernach, he got my heart in 1 minute. In 1 minute. And I'd ask him, hey, do you want to eat something? And he said, I want to eat German bratwurst. So we ate the German bratwurst, and you believe me or not, this is not a joke now. When we went to eat this bratwurst together, I tried to be not romantic now. We really fell in love, philia love, brotherly love. With the bratwurst, two guys. The one is 20 years older than me, or maybe 30, I don't know. And we really fell in love with each other. And this love is now for 18 years. And we had different seasons. There was the romantic season in the beginning. Yeah. We liked to see each other all the time and all that stuff. Then came the season with the kids. When I met Laron, Amanda, and Landon, and all these guys. Then came different seasons in our life. When I had different seasons in my life, he had different seasons in his life. And now we're here. 18 years of friendship. And this 18 years represent also a friendship between two churches, between a lot of families. I think more than 100 people came. Not everyone was in your house because you don't like so many crowd in your house, but many people know him and you influenced many, many lives, people would say, but my life influenced really most. He's my friend, he's my mentor, now officially, I hope. Yeah, he will be my mentor officially. And he gives me these moments that I need when I'm here and when everything's bum, 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 and my life is going crazy. When I run with him with a huge pace, 4 miles every day, I don't know if you say it in English, I really calm down. It's like you're going somewhere and you're sitting on the couch and you're just listening to a guy. You don't need to listen to him because he never talks when he's running, because it's very... So, it's always I talk, and then you have to ask the questions where you can answer with yes or no. Yeah. But in the end of the day, I asked Phyllis, was it a good time? And he says, oh, Scott enjoyed the time with you. So it is it. So I hope you enjoy this evening. It's very special. I know that you would love to be there and not in the middle, but you cannot escape, I can promise you. And there's so many people here that love you, but huge love, a big heart. Some watch live now from Andernach City Church, even if it's nighttime. They watch you, they celebrate you and your beautiful wife, and they thank you for everything you already did, and what everything you would already do for us. Then there's, I think, about 35 more years to come. And then, that's the last thing. Yeah, that's the last thing. I had to promise God something if, he's a smart guy, but if it happens that he forgets who he is when he's 95. So if I come in the room and he would say, huh? And I say, hi, Mike. He said, hi, Mike. And then 1 minute later, huh? Then he said, Mike, you have to promise me, get me out of this nursing home or wherever I am, call Juan Cadena, and Corey Murray, and all the other guys, and bring me to a bridge. And then I forgot about what I wanted to say. Something like this. Scott, we love you so much, and thank you for changing my life.
August 2010, I walked in on a Wednesday night and wearing this shirt, and Scott said, nice shirt, young man. And I thought, thanks. I might join this church. Scott and Phyllis have shown for years a love for Jesus expressed in love for people, and the way you have shepherded people for years and cared for them. You've exemplified what pastors should look like in the way they care for their flock. You've shown it in particular in caring for vulnerable people, caring for forgotten people, caring for overlooked people, advocating for women, advocating for minorities, advocating for refugees and immigrants, and all kinds of people who are often marginalized and don't have an advocate sometimes in American Christianity in the white sector. But you have advocated for them, and you've cared for them, and you have called others to take up the call of Jesus to care for groups that we usually ignore. And third, you've done it with integrity. I haven't seen anything that would make me question that the stuff that you say in front of groups is any different than the stuff that you pray when it's just you and Jesus. I've seen integrity in the both of you from early on. And it started with one of the first things I noticed was how men were happy to follow Scott. And there was an abundance of strong, godly men at Alsbury when I arrived in 2010. And that wasn't something I was used to seeing in churches. I was accustomed to seeing women with integrity and men kind of backing away and not investing themselves. But I saw men at Alsbury who were devoted to following the leadership of Scott, and because they saw
an example they could follow. And that's the fruit of that's going to continue sprouting for decades to come. And so I am very grateful for the both of you.
As we said a little bit earlier, Scott has his moments that we just wonder, why did you say that? And we already mentioned it earlier, the Sunday morning in the service when he told us to turn to your neighbor and tell them, I'll put my organ in you. The backstory to that, just so we understand, is that Scott actually did donate his organ to someone, and that was Hugh Jones. And unfortunately, Hugh and his wife, Yvonne, could not be here tonight, but they did write a letter, and so I'm going to read that now from the recipient of the kidney that Scott so graciously donated. Dear Scott and Phyllis, I'm sure it's just as hard for you to believe as it is for me that it's now been 10 years since you changed the course of my life with the gift of one of your kidneys. I could go on and on about just how much your selfishness in that one simple act changed the course of my future. But that is far outside the purpose of those around you here tonight. So I'll only say this. Yvonne and I would not be living our dream of full-time living and travel in our motorhome were it not for you and Phyllis. We can never say thank you to both you and Phyllis enough. The remarkable places we've gone thus far, the beautiful sights we've seen, and the most exciting things we've done in our own retirement would not have happened had you not stepped in on my behalf. As the pastor of Allsbury Baptist Church, everyone gathered around you tonight already knows your selfishness and how very important you have been in their lives over the time that they have known you. And Scott, nobody I know deserves a full, well-earned retirement in celebration of a career of selfless dedication more than you. Having heard many of your sermons in person as well as online, I know you are truly a teacher of the gospel, not just one of those preachers. And that is definitely what is needed in today's world more than ever. And so, since I know you and I share a love for fishing, I'll propose this toast that I heard some time ago. To your retirement, if people concentrated on the really important things in life, there'd be a shortage of more fishing poles. Forever indebted to you, Hugh and Yvonne Jones. Being involved in ministry as long as Scott has, you get to know other ministers in the area, and with some of them, your colleagues, acquaintances, but sometimes you make connections with those people and become dear, dear friends. And so our next person who's going to come and share with us tonight is one of those very special people in Scott's life. He's more than a colleague. He is like a friend, a mentor, a brother, a warrior in arms. Mr. Scott Whitson, our director of our association, is going to come up and share a little bit about his friend, Scott Sharman.
Good evening. Scott, go ahead and come on up here. I want to present you something real quickly. Yeah, I'm just going to come on up here. You know, you get to know people after you've been with them a long time, and sometimes better than you really want to know them. We were traveling one time, I think it was in Africa, I don't know, and we'd gotten up real early and everybody was real sleepy, and I didn't really want to turn on the lights. I was trying to brush my teeth. I saw some toothpaste there, and I started brushing my teeth, and I thought, holy smokes, this is the worst toothpaste I've ever tasted in my life. And I fished it out of his bag, and so I thought, I got to turn on the lights, see what this is. And for the life of me, I've never brushed my teeth with Preparation H before. So. You're terrible. Well, we've been around long enough to know that Scott has had some changes over the years. You need to speak more clearly since he's gotten his hearing aid. And, we used to joke about his hearing from time to time, and and we just told him he needed to go ahead and get his hearing tested. And so he finally got it tested, and he came back and he says, guys, his coffee group, Chuck and Vire over there, we always drink coffee together. And Scott was just bragging on his hearing aids. Man, it's the new digital technology, and it's powerful. It's great. It's remote controlled. It's got 43 channels. I can change it from my phone. It syncs to the TV. And he was just going on and on and on. We're kind of looking at each other going, how much longer is this going to go? Till finally Craig asked him, well, Scott, what kind is it? He said, 1045. No, it has been fun to. I wanted to present you with a gift, and I need to give a little disclaimer. This is a gift from me. No associational funds have been used for this gift. This did not come from your contributions to the church, to the association. So, Scott, I know you're approaching retirement, so I'd like you to have that gift, and you can go ahead and show everybody. That's fine. Everybody probably knows what it is by now. But we wanted to celebrate, that's all there is in that little thing that's wrapped up. We wanted to celebrate your retirement with you by something truly epic.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, smoke that in the backyard, not in the house, okay? Every retired pastor needs a good cigar.
Thank you, sir.
All right. There are a number of things I wish I had time to say this evening. While this night is a night to celebrate Scott's steady faithfulness in pastoring, it is equally true that he has not accomplished all of this of his own doing. And there have been many people over the years that have shaped who he is and what he has done. In fact, just on a cursory level, I think about that neighbor in Albuquerque who took the time to go across the yard and share the gospel with a 16-year-old student named Scott Sharman living next door. I think about the people and the friends and teachers at Hoffmantown Baptist Church. And I suppose we could take time to talk about the life lessons learned at Wayland Baptist, where you graduated in 1978, or your venture into a career in radio, the move to Odessa, landing at FBC Odessa and sitting under the remarkable preaching and influence of Bailey Stone, of your marriage to Phyllis, which has probably been the most influencing aspect of all in shaping your life and who you are today. We could talk about your call to ministry and moving on to seminary, where you encountered the likes of Dr. Kirkpatrick in systematic theology, pressing you to think about all of your beliefs and challenging you what you really believed and how the Bible actually is to be lived out in real life. Or that pulpit committee that showed up from Calvary Baptist Church right here in Burleson to call that young green pastor in the late 1980s, a church filled with ordinary people who, again, would be used by God to shape and help and fashion you to be the man you are today. For it was there that you learned to hone your skills in speaking and sermon preparation and visitation and witnessing and vision casting and attending meetings that you really didn't want to attend, being nice to people that maybe you didn't feel like being nice to, and learning a host of other skills to go along with it. I suppose we could talk about the people who joined you in planting this church back in 1984 and selflessly serving and giving of themselves to be a part of the vision God gave you for a vibrant, healthy church. And those who would walk with you in this planting process, holding you accountable to goals and outcomes, not to mention our association's leadership, and all to see a church birthed right here where we're celebrating a retiring pastor after all of these years. Truth be known, God has brought a host of people and experiences to bear upon your life as part of His divine plan, making you to be the person that He wants you to be. I say this to simply remind ourselves and to remind you that all of our accomplishments are as much about what others have done for us as they are a celebration of what we have achieved personally. And as to your accomplishments, however, I thought about pulling out all the pictures you've sent me of all the great fish that you've caught, the deer that have succumbed to your very pointed arrows, your Alaska Marathon, your epic bike rides, and all of these things are amazing. And there are many other things, from the Cornerstone Lectures at Hardin-Simmons to serving as vice president of the Logsdon Alumni Association to completing your doctorate. More appropriately, and to the point of my thoughts this evening, however, I have observed over the years how you have led a group of people since 1994 to embrace a vision for a new church on the north side of what was then a very sparsely populated Burleson. I've observed your steady faithfulness and year after year of pastoring, well exceeding the 4-year average tenure of most pastors. In fact, not too many pastors retire in their day of being the longest current tenured pastor in the association. Your willingness, I could think. This evening, I think of your willingness to be innovative and try new things, especially in the areas of ministry and missions. How you have embraced those with intellectual and developmental differences and made it, in fact, a hallmark of this church, the name that this church is known by, truly representing, in my opinion, the hands and the feet and the love of Jesus. Or we could talk about how you have led and walked with your church family in the midst of tragedy and crisis like BJ's untimely death. Your commitment to fellowship with other leaders, while many pastors remain cloistered in their offices, not wanting to be involved in the affairs of the community or the lives of other ministers. That could not be said of Scott, who deeply involved himself in the Ministerial Alliance and our association, in fact, exhibiting a we need each other in ministry attitude all of these years. I wish I had time to talk about your willingness to serve in the community by doing funerals for people that you don't even know, who don't have a pastor and nobody to call, and yet you would make yourself available. Or your faithfulness to preach God's word and to bring God's truth to bear upon difficult circumstances and cultural issues, even leading area ministers to take public, Christ-honoring positions in times of cultural turmoil. All of these you have done. The truth is, Scott, you have had a significant influence in this area and beyond, not only in our community, but in our association and in the work of the kingdom in this entire area. You have served on just about every committee the association has to offer. We, in fact, tried to invent new committees just so you would have something new to serve on. Various committees no longer exist, thank you, Lord. You've served on all of those committees, moderator, vice moderator, you name it. You've been a steady supporter of Christian work, of leading your church to think beyond its own mission rights here and partnering with other churches to reach our county for Christ. In fact, this church, under Scott's leadership, has been one of the top contributors to their association for many years. You have sponsored new works, invested in churches that are now well on their way and carrying themselves and winning people to Christ. Friends, this is no small work. And these are not things that every church, sadly, achieves. But under Scott's leadership and by God's grace, these have become characteristic of Alsbury Baptist Church. But the reality is, Scott, you have been a true friend to many leaders in this area, including me, including the guys that you have coffee with. How many pastors have you had coffee or lunch with over all these years? How many alliance or associational meetings have you attended? How many community events have you supported and served in for the cause of Jesus? I don't have a number, but I know and suspect it is an awful lot. Which leads me to a simple thought I want to leave you with tonight. It is not faithfulness to one or two events that make a life, nor a smattering of accomplishments or achievements related to this or that, but the cumulative effect of steady faithfulness to God, year after year, season after season. And it is in this regard that I want to say to you and Phyllis, well done. On a personal level, we have known each other for many years. We have met for coffee or lunch for longer than I can remember. We've gone to the rodeo. We've ventured out on that memorable deep sea fishing experience. We've traveled to Africa together. And for the life of me, I cannot recall in detail hardly any of the conversations that we have had. But I do remember and treasure this. You have been a steady friend, not just to me, but to many. A steady friend exhibiting a constant desire to honor God and be faithful in what He has called you to do. And so I say, well done. And on a professional level, I've observed your pastoring for over 30 years. I have seen your and Phyllis's commitment, your desire to honor Christ and serve His people. I have seen your commitment to reach the community and your faith to say yes even before you know how things are going to pan out. I've seen you continue steady on even when there were some hard seasons in life. And I am well aware of some of those times in your own life and in your own home where you put your plans aside because of pressing needs that were represented right here in the church or in the community. And so to both of you, I want to say, well done. But could I remind you, and all of us, myself included, that well done coming from me or you or a church is quite inconsequential compared to the well done we all long to hear from the Master. And while your race is not yet complete, and even though you are now officially retired, my hunch is that there is still more for the Master that He has for you to put your hand to. In fact, I am absolutely convinced that the best years of ministry for both of you might, in fact, just be around the corner. And so could I say on behalf of the association, could I say personally, could I say representing the ministers that you have rubbed shoulder with all these many years, could I say on behalf of those like me that have observed your steady faithfulness year after year, well done. We congratulate you. We praise God for your ministry. We see your fruitfulness. We see, in fact, some of the things that you do not see yourselves. That God, in fact, has had His hand upon you. That He has used you in a profound way. That you have sown seeds here that you have seen some of the fruit of. But there will be others that come behind you that see a harvest of righteousness because of the seeds that you have sown. That is the way of the kingdom. We do not always see the fruit of our own labors, but by God's goodness, we with our own eyes have seen some of the fruit that He has allowed you to experience. And so we say with Him, well done. We wish you the best. We look forward to walking with you in the days ahead. Our prayer is not only for you, but for this church that you move on from in a different capacity. For it could be also that the best and brightest years for Alsbury Baptist Church are not the 28 that have just passed, no, but the years that are to come. Because God has an unusual knack of showing up to any people that are desperate for Him and longing for His kingdom to come. And He is no respecter of persons, but how grateful we are that He uses us in this high calling that He has given us to shepherd for a while a church like Alsbury Baptist Church. Church, well done in loving your pastor. Well done in honoring him in his retirement. Well done in considering him and Phyllis as a team. And Scott and Phyllis, I say to you again tonight, well done, and may God richly bless you in the years that are to come.
Good evening, Scott and Phyllis. Just want to take time to congratulate you on your retirement and to just say thank you so much for your faithful service through the years. What stands out to me, Scott and Phyllis, is that because of your commitment to shepherd the people of God for the long road, you not only have impacted individuals, thousands of individuals through these years of ministry, but you've actually impacted the generations, thousands and thousands of people whose lives have been impacted. And I am one of those, but as a result of your ministry in my life, that will carry on to my child, to those that I've been blessed to shepherd. We just can't even begin to measure the impact of your lives and your faithfulness to the Lord. You're worthy of honor because you have submitted yourselves to Christ and have allowed Him to live and to shine through you. And so we honor the Lord in you, Scott and Phyllis Sharman. I love you so much.
Why you ever chose me has always been a mystery. All my life I've been told I belong at the end of the line with all the other not quite, with all the never get it right. But it turns out they're the ones you were looking for all this time. 'Cause I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. When Moses had stage fright, and David brought a rock to a sword fight, you picked 12 outsiders nobody would have chosen, and you changed the world. Well, the moral of the story is everybody's got a purpose. So when I hear that devil start talking to me saying, who do you think you are? I say, I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus.
So let me go down, down, down in history as another blood-bought, faithful member of the family. And if they all forget my name, well, that's fine with me. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. So let me go down, down, down in history. Down in history as another blood-bought, faithful member of the family. That's all I ever wanna be. And if they all forget my name, well, that's fine with me. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus.
'Cause I'm just a nobody, trying to tell everybody all about somebody who saved my soul. Ever since you rescued me, you gave my heart a song to sing. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus. I'm living for the world to see, nobody but Jesus.
Scott, as we've heard tonight, has had a huge impact locally and around the world. And tonight I would like to introduce to you Mr. Dan Curry, a representative from the Texas Baptist Convention.
Hello, Scott. Congratulations on your retirement. You know, anybody that went to Wayland's got to be okay. That's good, yes. You know, we wayward Baptists have to stick together all the way. But I come today representing Texas Baptist, and Dr. David Hartage is our director, and he has sent a nice letter to you because he could not be here. But he writes, he says, Scott, congratulations on your retirement after 28 years of faithful service as pastor of Alsbury Baptist Church in Burleson. You have served the Lord with gladness, tirelessly, faithfully, and with great compassion for those you serve. Now, as the day dawns on the next chapter in your life, may God continue to richly bless you and watch over you. May the God of peace grant you peace now and always. On behalf of the larger Texas Baptist family that we represent by the Baptist General Convention of Texas, best wishes in your retirement. To you, Scott, and to you, Phyllis. And, you know, it has been a great ride, I know, for you. And thank you for faithfully supporting Texas Baptist all these years and the mission work that goes on through the cooperative program. Thank you, Scott.
Scott, on behalf of the staff, I want to say thank you from us as a group. Scott is a great boss to work for. He is one that allows us to be ourselves, to lead the way that we feel God is leading us, and he doesn't meddle. And so, Scott, from all of us, just thank you for allowing us to be us and even make mistakes, and you knew it was going to happen, but you let us do it anyway. We do appreciate your leadership, your guidance. And for me personally, when I first came on staff, there was a question that came up in student ministry, and I came to Scott and just asked, I was like, what's our stance on this issue? I'm really not sure, like, I don't want to go against you, so, like, I need an idea of, like, how we need to handle this. And Scott, after talking about it, he ended with this, and I'll always remember this. He said, we're not always going to get everything right, but when we err, I hope we always err on the side of grace. And that's been something, Scott. Thank you. I've tried to live up to that from that point on, of following that example of what it means to minister and to love people where they are as they are. So thank you very much. Also, we have one person that has, throughout the years, been a part of Alsbury almost to the point of beyond famous, infamous, whenever this character arrives and shows up. He may be small in stature, but he's big in personality. And we only felt it would only be right if this person made an appearance tonight. And so as he's getting ready, I'll tell you another story about Scott, since I think I need to fill some time. Again, let's just go back to Facebook, because that's fun stories about Scott and Facebook. There was one time Scott was going hunting and was excited about that and posted on Facebook, I'm so excited I get to go hunting with my duck buddy. And if you don't know, the letter D and F is really close to each other on a keyboard. And Scott, when he makes a mistake, I mean, he goes big, like all in. And he has a tendency not to proofread stuff before he posts it. Yeah, that happened. So, just a word of advice. those letters are really close on the keyboard, right next to each other. Always look and check before you post things out there, and you have some really awkward conversations with people afterwards, what you meant to say. Are we ready? No, not yet. Okay. For those of you who don't know, throughout the years, we have had the pleasure of being graced by the presence of one by the name of Pepito. And Pepito, occasionally throughout the years, has made appearances from time to time. And as I said, maybe short in stature, but big in personality. He is here for us tonight. He would not miss this very special evening and occasion as we celebrate Scott Sharman and his life and times with us. All right. I think we're about ready. So I will turn it over to the one, the only Mr. Pepito.
De la Cruz Lopez. But you can call me Pepito. That's right, Pepito. Well, I'm here today. I don't have to yell now. Thank you. I'm here today because I hear that Senor Scott is retiring. That is great. He's going to take it easy. Muy bien. Well, me and Senor Scott, we like this. There you go. Yes, me and Senor Scott, we like this. We go back a long way. When we were chiquititos, I used to call Senor Scott Chichoncito. When we were chiquititos, me and Chichoncito, we used to go work out. He's the one that showed me how to build this beautiful body. Yeah. Yes, I know it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, feel that. We used to work out all the time. Well, now I'm going to show you what he showed me, because as I look at you, I see some of you fat. You need help. You need help. So, here's what he used to show me. Here's what me and Chichoncito used to do. First, we got to stretch, okay? Let's stretch the feet a little bit. Ready? First this one. Yeah. Okay, now this one. Both feet. Woo. That was hard, yes. That was hard. Okay, here's the tough one. Foot behind the ear. Okay, no más. Okay, let's do jumping jacks. Ready for jumping jacks? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. No más. I'm tired. Okay, after our good workout, no. I also have to show you, me and Chichoncito would go run miles and miles all the time. We used to run like this. He couldn't do this one. Slow motion. Okay. No más. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. Okay. Now it's time to wash up. So I get my little toallita. Every morning I got to wash up. Oh, get it. There you go. First, I have to wash my little face. Okay, that's enough. That's it. There you go. There. Yes. There we go. Oh, okay. That's enough. Yeah. Whew. Okay, wash the face. Get the little Q-tip to get the ear infection. Stop. Only go till it stops. Next one. Oh, yeah. That feels good. Okay. Then I brush my teeth every morning whether I need it or not. So we put just a little bit of pasta. There you go. Yeah, just a little bit más. Más. You don't got I don't got nothing on there. Okay, good. Brush your teeth. Brush it. Okay. Okay. You're good. Okay. Oh. Okay, the tongue. Okay, no mouth. Okay. Woo. Okay. After the tongue, I gotta rinse off a little bit. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. There we go. Then I comb my hair to make my hair look pretty. Oh yeah, that feels good. Mas. Oh, get the eyebrows. They get bushy. There we go. Muy bien. We get the espejo, the mirror. Oh yeah, looky there. Oh yeah, I look good. Yes. Okay, let's check the back cave. No, we're all good. All good. Okay. Once I finish all that, we are ready for the day. Yeah. Whew. And now we're ready for the next thing. So I need Senor Corey to come up, and I need Senor Scott and Senora Phyllis to come up. Come on up. Come on. Okay. Hey, Senor Scott. Vatos locos forever, bro. Yeah. Adios, Salisbury. Bye.
All right. So I was just sharing with Scott earlier that I guess it was about May or June of 1995 that Scott dropped by our house right over here on 722 Windridge and dropped off this card. And it said, just stopped by to say hello and to thank you for coming to Alsbury. Hope you come again someday. I'll stop by again soon, Scott. Well, he didn't know that we were going to be at home. But he not only brought a card by, but he also brought a box of brownies from Edna Burgess. So those of y'all that remember Smokey and Edna Burgess, Edna called me forever her brownie boy because we kept coming back and continue to come back ever since then. So it's been an amazing 27 years working alongside, serving with you guys, loving you guys. I couldn't ask for a better pastor or a better friend. And I'm humbled to have an opportunity on behalf of Alsbury, on behalf of not just the folks gathered in this room, but folks that have joined us online, that have contributed, to hand over this gift, this love offering to you and to Phyllis. And by the way, it's gone up from Thank you on behalf of Alsbury and the family. We couldn't begin to thank you all enough. Absolutely. We thought about trying to do a truck, and we knew we could only start off with a matchbox, but man, this will get them a long way. That's it, unless y'all want it.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. And so we thought, I got with the band and with the planning committee, and we thought what would be more fitting than to close out with some music. Big music lover. And so we're gonna play you a tribute song as we close out. But here's the thing. Over the last 13 years of ministry, I have one regret in our time together. And some of you know that when I got here, I came in after Daryl was here, and I think sometime in Daryl's tenure, Scott joined the band as the tambourine player, okay? He did. And so when I got here, I was unaccustomed to tambourine players. I did. Did I? There's still some debate as to was it you, was it me, was it these guys? We don't know. But the buck stops with me, so officially I'll take that. But here's the thing. As we close out today, would you do me the honor of closing on tambourine, and we'll just have a great moment, a moment of reconciliation. So this song was specifically picked for this moment for you, Scott, and I hope you have so much fun closing out. You guys are going to have to stand and clap and all those good things.
You have to stomp your foot on the right.
Yeah.
Okay. I do.
Little Soul Train tambourining. I used to stay in the
Oh, I don't need your rocking chair. Every time you've been a care. I got Soul Train in my veins. From this gray hair don't mean a thing. I do my rocking on the stage. Ain't no topping the my body's old, but it ain't in place. And I don't need your rocking chair. Oh, I ain't ready for the junkyard yet. I still feel like I need Corvette. Take a little longer, but I'll get there. And I don't need your rocking chair. Oh, I don't need your rocking chair. You never tall or you never care. I got Soul Train in my veins. And this gray hair don't mean a thing. I do my rocking on the stage. Can't keep this pastor in a cage. My body's old, but it ain't dead. Oh, I don't need your rocking chair. You want to bring it home?
Yeah. You got it? Let's go.
Yeah.
Good job.
Time it don't fit in my plan. You can keep your seat, I'm gonna stand. An Eskimo needs Frigidaire.
Yep, this isn't weird.
Like I need your rocking chair. All right, here we go, let's close it down. Oh, I don't need your rocking chair. Your Jerry Todd doesn't care. I got Soul Train in my veins.
this pastor in a cave. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. Oh, I don't need no rocking chair. My body's old, but it ain't impaired. I don't need your rocking chair. Woo! All right, Scott Sharman, everybody. Well, that's it, brother. That's officially what we have for you tonight. You're welcome to sit down or head over there or say hi. Tim, do you want to close us out?
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here tonight, to celebrating with us, having lots of fun. For Phyllis and Scott, they want to very much say thank you for y'all being here, for your love and support and encouragement over the years. And let's end with what Scott says to every single person who's ever joined our church. May your best days of ministry be the days ahead. Thank you for being here tonight.